Wow, folks, check this out. Beautiful nighttime view of the Smoky Mountains. And yeah, supposed to go to the national park tomorrow. We're actually going Thursday, and we're leaving later that day. But yeah, I mean, sorry, the video that I guess was posted this morning, I guess it was the internet. I wasn't logged on to the internet. Took a full day to post. So that I took 2 days ago. And yeah, I believe that was the same view from here, if I'm correct. But again, just gorgeous, as you can see, and just a beautiful place. So yeah, let's take you guys around for a second and show you the view and just tell you a little bit about this place, because it is something else. Just incredibly beautiful place. And yeah, the Smoky Mountains, as I've said before, are a temperate rainforest, and as such they receive very high amounts of rainfall, obviously, to be classified as that. I looked at the there's a guidebook that I have, which is really great, and has the the monthly precipitation for the top of the highest peak in the park, known as Klingman's Dome. I believe it's 6,643 feet, which is some serious elevation. It's almost as tall as the tallest in eastern North America, which is also in the Smoky Mountains, just not in the national park. It is in the that peak's actually it's Mount Mitchell State Park, and it's beautiful. So tomorrow we're gonna be going to the park soon, and it's got all these cool ecosystems. There's actually on the highest peaks, it's very different, because this is sort of very mixed deciduous evergreen. Sadly, a lot of the hemlocks are dying. It's more than a lot. I mean, I've been going around, and it's just been really it's beautiful here, but it's kind of sad to see every single hemlock I've seen. Even the young, so there are a lot of younger ones which are coming up, but they all seem to have it, so they will all sadly die soon. And if something isn't done, this isn't in parkland, so the Park Service doesn't have any say here, and they're not doing anything. They're only protecting certain groves, because you got to sort of spray every single tree, which is obviously incredibly hard, because there are millions of them here, and they're gorgeous, but so many of them are dying. It's terrible. I mean, if we're a little brighter out, I'd show you. There's just there's a number of them in this little valley here, and they're even up on the hillsides, just in places. There are stands of them where they grow in groves, but even in more sometimes you'll just see one, and they're just they're pretty much everywhere. It's just some areas are higher density, so a lot of them are dying, and sadly that also means that this invasive insect spreads faster. But yeah, you can see these look like, so they're incredibly tall. I can't believe it. I really did think those were that was just another layer of clouds there, but those are actually the further layer of the mountain. Sorry, clarity's kind of bad, but yeah, it is 9:25 p.m. right now. And so I can't believe it. I mean, it's still a good amount of clarity at 9:25 p.m. But yeah, just beautiful. You can see there's a radio tower over there on that hill, that mountain, not a hill, that mountain over there. But yeah, hopefully something can be done to save these hemlocks. And apparently the park's Fraser fir, which again, any conifer I like, and they're evergreen. So I love them. 74% of the Fraser fir in the entire world are in. All of them are in the southern Appalachians, and 74% are just in the park's boundaries. And again, we're not even in the park's boundaries now, so that's hard to believe, or at least 74% were, because 95% of those 74% have been killed. 95% of the park's Fraser fir have been killed, and it's really sad, because apparently there are actually still some nice, healthy stands, but I believe, like the hemlock, it is an invasive insect that's been killing them, and it apparently lives on silver fir, I think, in China. Also, like the adelgid, which has been killing the hemlocks, and yet somehow the silver fir, it doesn't affect, or at least doesn't kill large numbers of them. Obviously things are moderated in their native habitat, but here it's just decimated the population. 95% of them dead, which is again much of the entire population of Fraser fir that exists anywhere, because they only exist here in the southern Appalachians. And there's a unique spruce fir ecosystem at the top of the highest peaks, like Klingman's Dome. So here, like I said, sorry, getting back to my first point, it's very mixed here. So that hillside, for example, and it is really cool, because you go to the Shenandoah National Park, all these hills will have maybe one pine here, one pine there, but basically they're all going to be deciduous trees, essentially. Here it is a lot more mixed. I mean, there's pines all on that hillside. There's a lot of hemlocks, actually, which a lot of them are dead. And you just look out, And I actually took a picture through this telescope yesterday, but you look through there and you scan the hillside, you'll just see tree, stick after stick after stick. And I actually biked through a, I don't know if it was old growth or not, but a old hemlock grove, which with some of the largest ones I've seen here. And not, I would say like a quarter of them or to a third of them, so not that many, were dead, and a lot of them had fallen. A lot of those had fallen, and then the rest of them, it's just so sad because they still got a little bit of life in them, but they were just you could see that the lower branches dying and sort of rotting away. So they were going to die soon. Even the younger ones had the disease on them, so or actually the insect on it. And you can see that they appear as white specks on the leaves, and it's just terrible. It's just, I mean, it's heartbreaking what's happening to this to these magnificent trees. But it's so cool at the higher elevations. I really want to get up to those high peaks in the park, because it's not mixed like this. It really is. It's a spruce fir ecosystem, and it's unique to this area and to the higher peaks in the Appalachians. It is like just spruce fir. Like there's no deciduous trees. It's just spruce fir. And thankfully, at a lot of those really high elevations, maybe the insects can't live there. I don't know what it is, but they thankfully, a lot of the I wouldn't say a lot. It's only 5%. But there are actually some intact fir groves with that are nice and healthy and haven't been affected. And the spruces, I don't know of any that are actually, I don't know of any diseases or insects that have been affecting them. But I got this book here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. Trees of the Smokies, and this is a great guide, and sort of gives you a little guide to trees and shrubs here. And it shows you all the evergreens here pretty much, and it's an entire sort of like a chapter on the diseases affecting the trees, and there's a whole section on that, and then they've got like a list of them, and it is really sad how many there are. Apparently, like the pine beetle, again, I'm mostly talking about the ones affecting, about half of them affect evergreens, and there are a lot less evergreen species here than there are deciduous. And there's the pine beetle, which is actually native here because of warming temperatures and recent mild winters have just been going nuts, and they've been decimating a lot of the pines here. So again, obviously with climate change, global warming, all that, you'll start to see shifts in native animals, native plants doing things that are maybe don't seem so native and start to become invasive, and you'll see a lot of tree species just a lot of them dying that are incredibly temperature sensitive, and a lot of them replacing them and going crazy and populating like nuts, like the rhododendron here. Again, I love the rhododendron, probably some of my favorite species. You go in there and you can really feel the rainforest. Like I've said, it's incredibly dense, but they're sort of taking over for the hemlocks, where a lot of them are in valleys. They're mostly in valleys and on mountainsides, and a lot of them in valleys where they've been dying. The rhododendron just sort of crowd in, and they're evergreen, so I love them. But it is just really sad to hear with the hemlocks dying. Thankfully, there are protection efforts, but obviously it's incredibly hard because there are so many of them. So that's that little update on that, and I just want to show you guys again this just gorgeous view of the Smokies. I think I'll make another video either tomorrow or the following day, maybe from the national park. There's some really nice rhododendron groves and mountain laurel groves, which are evergreen in these valleys here. It's incredible. I mean, it really looks like you are in the jungle, because I mean, it is a jungle. It's a rainforest. But obviously it's getting dark now, but it is after 9:30. But you could see this clouds rolling in here. So the smoke, I actually didn't know this. I knew it beforehand. I'd forgotten that. I thought the smoke was just referred to these sort of, just, you look at a lot of pictures of the park, it refers to this. I thought it referred to that constant. There is sort of, if you look in this valley, there's almost always going to be somewhere a cloud somewhere in the valley, which I think is super neat, like that low-lying fog. And the weather here, as the people said, is kind of like Florida, or at least parts of Florida, in that, it's on off rain. I mean, much of Florida's like that. And it's crazy how, like, earlier today it was just raining. No, we did actually horseback riding, which was interesting. It was fun. And it was like raining a little beforehand, cleared up a little bit. Then we got on and just downpoured towards the end, which I thought was awesome because I love rain. And again, this book details, I'm going to open it up really quickly. I know you guys can't see it, but details the precipitation. Sorry, I think it's the other book that I have that details the precipitation, but it shows the precipitation on top of the highest peak, Clingman's Dome, 6,643 feet. And I believe Knoxville, or one of the cities or towns right near here, and it's like, at least for January, I remember it's like 5.3 inches for this whatever town it was right near here. I think it might be Knoxville, and then it was 7 inches for the top of the mountain. So it really shows you we're sort of on the edge of the rainforest, sort of where the mountains go back into the valley of Knoxville. That's the edge of the rainforest, and then as you get sort of further in and further up into that sort of spruce fir ecosystem, that's where you get more and more rain, and that's obviously part of the reason why you'll start seeing different plant species that you know, along with this guide, it provides for almost every tree sort of like an elevation guide, because sort of found above 2,000 feet, found below 2,000 feet, found from a lot of this, like spruce and firs are found from like 4,500 or 4,000 feet to the highest peaks, to 6,000 plus feet. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, and yeah, just kind of cool to see like where which trees thrive in which elevations, and you know, obviously you have different temperatures with that, and you also have different amounts of precipitation, and the highest peaks get a lot more. So the spruce and fir like that precipitation, and also you have more acidic soils, which obviously the conifers generally like, especially pines. Like there are 5 species of pines that are common here, which is a pretty good amount. I mean, you know, a lot of pine lands, like you go to the south, which is like tons. Pines are pretty much the only trees that you'll find in a lot of places. It'll be like 1 or 2 species, like loblolly and maybe what are the other species, like shortleaf pine, or you'll find like a couple of species, and here there's 5 species that are common that are listed in that book. So kind of cool to see like where they grow. Some of them just grow on mountaintops in acidic, poor soil and rocky soil, and there are a lot that just are what are the species that are just growing in just on the side of the mountain and just everywhere. So yeah, I think that's super neat, and really love the just seeing the different species here, like Table Mountain pine, and yeah, shortleaf pine. Sorry, shortleaf pine is one of the pines that that you'll see everywhere here, and has that cool reddish bark and grows nice and straight, and it has like these fissured rectangles that it forms on the trunk, which is very how I distinguish them, and also with the reddish bark. So gorgeous. There's actually one right there, but hard to see anyways now. It's getting really dark. You can barely see that. That's the fog down there, but just gorgeous how the fog rolls through into the valleys, and the smoke, by the way, sorry, what I was mentioning earlier, I always get distracted, sort of go into other topics, but that smoke, apparently it's actually, after it rains, sort of the trees, I guess, releasing carbon dioxide into the air, and it forms a sort of bluish color that sort of gives the mountains their distinct coloration. It sort of looks like they're in a constant haze and a constant smoke, but thankfully there aren't too many fires here, and it's actually just the trees releasing carbon dioxide into the air, and that sort of going undisturbed. So that's super cool. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually a fog rolling through right now. Like a tiny cloud just rolled through. That's like 100 feet long. That's crazy. So super neat. Thanks for watching. Take care, folks. It's getting really dark now. Sorry about that. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated, and great talking to you as always. And yeah, Thursday evening, Thursday night, I'm heading back. So yeah, and then I'm going to New Jersey to visit my grandparents. So kind of crazy summer, and I've got a lot of travel planned just after COVID. But I will keep you guys updated, and really appreciate all you watching and supporting everything. So take care. Have a good one.